Chapter 56. Mr. Murphy sends his apologies, the security guard said. He says he talked to you, but he just forgot to leave word with security. Well, of course he did, Aaliyah said. She was already walking for the door to the warehouse. Thank you, Mr. Voss. We know where to go. I'll call the floor manager on duty tonight and let him know you're on the way, Voss said. Terrific, Aaliyah called over her shoulder as I hurried along behind her. Thank you. The swinging doors thumped close behind us, and I let out a breath. Aaliyah didn't seem a bit nervous, though, clicking briskly along the concrete corridor in her high heels. She put a hand to the four-way communicator she wore in her ear. Hey, bub, she said quietly, imitating Jimmy from before. Who are you, Wolverine? She knows the Wolverine! Jimmy's voice came through on her earbud and mine. Be still, my fanboy heart. Cameron, you've got competition, kid. I blushed. I'd hoped my mini crush on Aaliyah wasn't quite so obvious. Cut the chatter, Dane said through the earbuds. He was linked in, too. He could hear everything we said to each other. We've got a job to do. Jimmy, we need shipping manifests, authorization papers. Yada, 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 Jimmy said. I know the routine. Give me 10 minutes and I can tell you what the CEO had for breakfast this morning. Jimmy's job was to hack into the warehouse's computers and look for evidence that anything was amiss. I brushed against a water cooler, almost overturning it in a clumsy attempt to keep up with Aaliyah's brisk pace. She slowed down for me. You're nervous, aren't you? She said. Yeah, I admitted. I was supposed to be studying for midterms right now, not going undercover with an elite ops group. I didn't want to mess up, but I had another worry too. You're doing great, Aaliyah told me. Just keep following my lead. If we do find something, I said, giving voice to my greatest fear, if we do uncover some kind of plot and stop Haidar Ansari, and Ansari's been using Darius to feed us false information, doesn't that mean he won't need Darius anymore? That he could kill him? Aaliyah nodded, her eyes sympathetic. It's possible, but I'm not going to give up on him, Cameron. When this is over, we'll find him and clear his name, no matter what. Why are you doing this? I asked. What? This, helping me, helping Darius, working for Mickey. Aaliyah took a deep breath, and for a few moments, the only sound was her heels clicking along on the floor. We came to a door and pushed through it. Between us and the loading docks at the far end of the compound was a long warehouse full of boxes marked Kendall Food Services. There wasn't a soul around. It was, after all, almost 11 o'clock at night. How old were you when September 11th happened? She asked at last. 3. I felt very young all of a sudden. I was 14, she said. A freshman in high school. Exeter, you know it? I shook my head. Big fancy boarding school in New Hampshire. Hadn't even been there a month. Didn't have any friends, wasn't in any clubs yet. And after September 11th, nobody wanted me to be their friend, or be in any of their clubs. It was exactly the same thing that had happened to me when Darius hit the news. I knew exactly how she must have felt, the looks, the whispers, the snubs, and I told her so. Right. So take what you went through for 2 weeks and multiply that by 4 years. My father wanted me to pull out of Exeter, send me to school in Switzerland, but I begged him to let me stay. Maybe a little bit of it was out of stubbornness, but mostly it was because I loved America. I dreamed of coming here since I was a little girl. I loved American TV, American movies, American food. American boy bands? I said. She smiled. No, I worshipped American boy bands. She tell you who played her Sweet 16 birthday party? Jimmy cut in on our earpieces, making me jump all over again. I'd forgotten he and Dane were still listening in. In sync. Her rich daddy paid them to play just for her. Justin kissed me, Aaliyah said dreamily. Right here. She pointed to a place on her cheek, and I laughed, but she was totally serious. Everybody from school was there, of course, so excited, but they just came for the concert. They were never really my friends, none of them. They never got close enough to me for that. You asked me why I do this, and that's why. September 11th crystallized me, changed me, made me want to prove to all the haters that not all Muslims are radical terrorists. So after I graduated, I went to Georgetown to study international relations, specifically Arab relations with the West. That's where Mickey found me. He hired me right out of college as a CIA consultant, and I've never looked back. When he told me about your and Darius's situation, I was in. No brainer. I nodded. Living in my little bubble in Phoenix, it had never occurred to me that there could be somebody else out there who got what I'd been going through so completely. Somebody who had experienced the same prejudice I did and was doing everything she could to undo it. At last, we reached a warehouse where a skeleton crew was filling refrigerated tractor-trailer trucks with pallets of plastic-wrapped Kendall Food Services boxes, and I did a double take. I knew one of the people loading the trucks.